So fast forward to today. We have this virus, so-called virus going
Right,
around, and
right.
everybody's afraid and they don't know what to do and they don't want to touch nobody anymore and wearing masks. And it's the same here in Germany. People are wearing masks. And even though places are opening back up,
Mm.
everybody is still very much afraid and don't know what to do. So let me know your thoughts on the whole concept of virus. Like, what is a virus? Does virus even exist? And is it contagious?
So my concept of virus is it is an elimination trigger
Mm-hmm.
in the human body. And when we say trigger, or well, first, elimination is a term you'll hear us use a lot. And elimination essentially is kind of this universal system that you see in the body in all facets. The body is always eliminating. See, folks are so focused on the consuming part of like, what should I eat, or overeating and this, that the idea and the importance of elimination just kind of goes by the wayside.
Yeah.
And so what happens is you can have a number of different things trigger an elimination, and there's many different kinds of elimination. The kind of elimination we're talking about that a lot of people experience if they have some kind of infection anywhere in the body, they might have what people call cold and flu-like symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
They get fevers or blowing their nose. Might be coughing up mucus out of the lungs. Crust in the eyes, excess earwax. You could have, dandruff is, dried mucus coming off the head, stuff coming off the skin.
Mm-hmm.
The different types of bowel movements. The mucus in the urine. When people, as you start going down this path and you start cleansing yourself, if you notice, if you're doing it right, you'll start to see cloudy urine because you're getting out, the waste is starting to come out of you. And so these are metrics that most people don't, unless you're in this community and kind of in this area of knowledge, they don't know anything about this. They don't know nothing about what we're talking about. So when you're talking about virus, I do believe viruses exist.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some experimentations where Professor Arnold Ehret actually purposely infected himself, like put himself around people that had some fairly, what was considered to be some pretty terrible infectious diseases. And he would catch it, and then within 2 days of using his methods, he would heal himself. It would,
Yeah.
all the symptoms would go away. So he would have a couple days worth of blowing his nose. He would stop eating. He would start fasting. Start cleansing himself, and that was it. And so these things aren't supposed to be a big deal when you are from head to toe constipated with cellular waste.
Yes.
Your kidneys are not filtering waste properly. You're not having proper bowel movements. The foods that you're eating are just turning into just slime over slime over slime. So there's more slime that's being created in your GI tract. I mean, we got 32 feet of intestines down here. Then just
Yeah.
imagine, and you can see on my picture back here, just that
Yeah.
whole thing. Imagine that just being totally filled up with feces.
Mm-hmm.
And people wonder why they don't feel good, or they're like, oh, my back hurts. It's like, yeah, you got 20 pounds of waste in your stomach.
Yes. Yes.
And so that has to be the new baseline. Once you cleanse yourself out, and you do so using, mucus diet healing system, and we could talk about enemas. We do lemon juice and distilled water enemas. Not everybody gets excited about that, but we found that to be a real helpful tool. But going down that road of cleansing, once you start to get rid of all of this waste, any little virus or bacteria or whatever it is that's not supposed to be in the body, it has nothing to feed on. It has nowhere to live inside of you. It would come in and go out. I mean, and so that's kind of one way that we look at that concept, that the virus, Eric talked about it, that in terms of before the recent scientific and medical movements, people used to think that you would get sick by spirits coming into your body, and like if you would get a cold and flu-like symptom, it's because you had an impure spirit has entered you, and so you have to be cured of this demonic thing that has come into you. Eric points out that that's really what we're still doing. So it might not be as have this religious kind of element to it, but it's still this concept of this external this external being coming in, that's scary, that you gotta, like what do you say, put on this mask that wouldn't work anyway, but they say all these things, so people are so fearful of something that if you were eating properly has almost no basis. Like there's no reason to worry about, or because like I said, even if you did get something that would cause your body to eliminate, then that should be a good thing. But if you're so constipated, that's where you get into danger with people that are so constipated that ultimately, as their body starts to more aggressively try to eliminate this waste, they ultimately drown in their own waste.
Yes. They think the elimination is the disease.
Right.
Yes.